Hello everyone, welcome to Computer Science and IT Gate Coaching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get the instant notification of my free lecture. So this is about me. I am a computer science gate faculty having more than 5 plus of teaching experience, mentored more than 50,000 students, taught in different coaching institute all over India. Okay, it's like the Gate Academy, even qualified multiple times Gate, and even I have given the coaching in many government colleges as well as in many private colleges. Like in SRM Chennai, I have given coaching. CAT Bhubaneswar, I have given. BC Bhagalpur, Jorhat College of Engineering, Guwahati University, Dibrugarh University, Government College of Engineering and Technology, Jammu, Ramgarh Engineering College. Okay, these are the colleges where I have went and I have given the coaching. Now, in this session, we are going to study tree. Okay, because to learn before binary heap, we require the knowledge of tree data structure. Okay, so because to implement binary heap, we are going to use tree data structure. Okay, so first to study tree, we require a little bit knowledge of a data structure. Now, what is a data structure? Data structure is a particular way of storing and organizing data in a computer so that it can be used efficiently. So it is a particular way, okay, the way you are organizing the data. So data structure is a particular way of storing. So it is a way of storing the data as well as organizing. How you want to organize means after this data you want again here the data or you want to here the data. So this is the organization. How you want to organize means here or here or here like this. So it's a way of storing and organizing the data in a computer so that it can be used efficiently. So that it can be means you want to use it efficiently. Okay, the way means for some algorithm, some data structure will be efficiently. So the way you are organizing it is going to be impact very much in algorithm. Okay, so that means a data structure is a specialized format for organizing and storing data. So it means data structure is a specialized format for storing and organizing data. So general data structure type includes array, files, linked list, stack, queue, tree, graph, and so on. So we are having some different data structures that includes array, files, linked list, stack, queue, trees, graph, and so on. Now, depending, so you can pause the, you can take the note. Okay, you can pause the video and you can take the note. Now, depending on the organization of the element, data structure are classified into two parts, two types. So, depending on the organization of the element, how you are organizing the element, data structure classified into two types. Okay, two types of data structure we are having means how you are organizing the data. Okay, it is going to the way you are organizing the data, you are getting a classification. Okay, so one is linear data structure, another is non-linear data structure. So in linear data structure, elements are accessed in a sequential order. So here elements are going to be accessed in a sequential order. Means if you are having element here, then here in a sequence, 6, then 7, then 8. You will not go from here. Means so in any just like here it's like in sequential order. Okay, not like in like from in any order like here like access in non-linear order. Okay, so, but it is not compulsory to store all the elements sequentially. Okay, like linked list. In linked list, you are accessing the order sequence wise from here, then here, like this. Okay, like examples are array, linked list, stack queue, sequence by sequence. In stack, you are using like here, then here, like this. Okay, in sequence, first this, then this, then this. In a sequence wise, you are storing as well as see. It is not compulsory that you are storing in a sequence manner means in memory. Sometimes it will get stored here, then later after some time means some data like 6 is stored here in a linked list. Okay, like 6 is stored here, 7 should be somewhere else. Okay, but in array it will be contiguous only. So what is linear data structure? Elements are accessed, so you can access in a sequential order, but it is not compulsory to store all the elements sequentially. So in linked list all the elements are not sometimes not being sequentially stored. Okay, but you are going to access in sequential order like array, linked list, stack, and queue. Now non-linear data structure, elements of this data structure are stored and accessed in a non-linear order. So it is going to be accessed in a non-linear order. It means if you are having like tree, so if you are having some tree you are not going to access in a sequential manner. Okay, accessed in a non-linear order. Like let me take an example. like this. So you can access this, then this, then this. You can go like this. You are not going sequence by sequence. In any order you can go. Okay. So elements of this data are stored or accessed in a non-linear order. Okay, understood. So tree and graph are the non-linear data structure. Now, what is abstract data type? It is very important. It is asked in your gate exam. It is asked in your gate exam that what is abstract? Exact question. What is your abstract data type? So what is abstract data type? We all know that by default, all primitive data types like int, float, etc. supports basic operation like addition, subtraction. It is going to support basic operation like int, float, our primitive data type. Our primitive data type like is int, float, char, it is there, and it is going to support our basic operations like addition, subtraction. So the system is providing the implementation for the primitive data type. So our system is providing the implementation of the primitive data type. Now, for user defined data type, also we need to define operation. Like for user defined data type, these like structure is a user defined data type for that we are using. Union we are using for user defined data. So for user defined data type, also we need to define operation. How the operations will be there. Okay. So see, you can pause and you can write the note. Okay. So the implementation for this operation can be done when we want to actually use them. Okay. See, you define some user defined data type, but no need to do the implementation. Like if you are having some stack, whenever we use stack, we use push operation. We say that we are doing push A on stack S. So here we are not doing the implementation. If I am saying that it is a stack, if array is a stack, and which is having a size 10, and if you insert this element in stack, so it means it is going to get inserted. So when you are, so the implementation of this operation can be done when we actually want to use them. So when you actually want to use them, then only you can implement, otherwise you, it is not required. That means in general, user defined data type are defined along with their operation. So we are defining the data type along with their operation. So to simplify the process of solving the problem, we generally combine the data structure along with their operation. So we generally combine the data structure along with their operation, like stack will do push and pop operation. So we, along with the data type, we are organizing operation. Okay. So that is called as abstract data type. So we generally combine the data structure. We combine the data structure, that is stack, along with their operation. So this data structure as stack will do push and pop. So it is a abstract data type. So if you are defining some data structure along with their operation, that it will do push and pop. If you are using queue, then queue will use in queue and dequeue. Then you can say that it is an abstract data type. Okay. So an abstract data type consists of two parts: declaration of data and declaration of operation. So how the operation will happen. Okay, means what operation it can do. Implementation we can do only when we actually want to use them. Okay, when we actually want to use them. Now, commonly used abstract data types include linked list. So, commonly used linked list, stack, queue, priority queue, binary tree, dictionaries, disjoint set, hash table, graph, and many other. Okay, these are the commonly used data abstract data type. So, for example, stack use LIFO, last in first out. So, the element which will go last, like A, then B, then C, C inserted last, it will be out first. Okay, so it will be C, then B, then out. Output will be like this. Okay, last in first out, or it is also first in last out. So both is same, first in last out or last in first out. So in some exam like in ISRO, they use sometimes this. So they are using this thing just to confuse you. So they wants to check your aptitude. Here they are checking your aptitude. Okay. So the last element inserted into the stack is the first element that get deleted. Okay, so the last element which gets inserted is the first element that get deleted. Okay. Now common operation of it. So this we are defining the operation. So create the stack, pushing an element into the stack, popping an element from the stack, finding the current top element of the stack, then finding number of elements in a stack. So these are like the abstract data type. So you are defining the data structure along with the operation. These are the operation you can perform on the stack. So then you can say that it is a abstract data type. So while defining the abstract data type, this is very important. While defining the abstract data type, we do not care about the implementation details. So we do not care about the implementation detail. These come into the picture only when we want to use them. This I have told you. different type of abstract data type are suited to different kind of application. So different kind of data structure, abstract data type is suited to different kind of application. Okay, so like here in when we study binary heap, then we require the abstract data type tree. That's why I'm teaching you the first the terminology for tree. What is tree? What is data structure? So for some operation, it will be some like for some algorithm, some data structure will be efficient. Okay, this is the main use. Okay, that's why we are having a different data structure, because like if you'll use array, then in some algorithm, if you use array data structure, then it will be more efficient. Okay, so some are highly specialized to a specific task. Now, what is tree? Now, this is we require for our binary heap. So we are going to implement binary heap by using tree. Now, what is tree? Tree is an example of non-linear data structure. It's an example of non-linear data structure. Okay, means it is not going to be accessed in a sequence wise. It can be accessed in any order. See what it is saying. So elements of this element are stored accessed in a non-linear order. Okay, not in a linear wise, non-linear order. Okay. So a tree structure is a way of representing the hierarchical nature of a structure. Means it is going to be represented by a hierarchical nature, like parent. Okay, this is parent. This is child. Okay, this is again child of this parent, like this. So this we are going to use. It is used to represent hierarchical nature of a structure in a graphical form. In a graphical form, use to represent hierarchical nature, like we generation by generation, my grandfather, then my father, then me, then my son or my daughter, like this. So how you can represent your hierarchical nature by using tree data structure. So in tree abstract data type, order of element is not important. So order here is not important. If we need ordering information like linear data structure, then we are going to use. If you want that first this order, then this order, then we are going to use linear data structure. Okay. Now see, this is a tree. Now we are going to see some terminology, that is glossary, that we require for the tree. This is a root. Now what are these things? I will show you one by one. Okay. Now what is root? What is root? This is a root. Okay. What is root? The definition of root, a root of a tree is the node with no parent. So a root of a tree is a node with no parent. See, this is a root which is having a node of a tree which is having no parent. It is having no parent. See, every node is having a parent. Every node is having, this is the parent. This is the parent of F. This is the parent of J parent is F. Okay. So a node which is having no parent. Okay. Then it is a root. So there can be at most one node in it. So maximum one node is going to a root. So there can be at most one root node in a tree, node A in the above example. So in this example, A is our root. Now what is age? An age refers to the link from parent to children. So an age refer to the link from parent to children. It is the age. Okay, the link is the age. So it is a age. Okay, all the links are the age. Okay, see, an age refers to the link from parents to children, from parents to children. Okay, so all links in the figure. Okay, now what is leaf? A node with no children is called leaf node. So a node with no children, it is not having a children, it is a leaf. It is not having a children, it is a leaf. It is not having a children, it's a node having no children, it is a leaf. This is also a leaf. Okay, this is also a leaf. This node is not having a children, that's why it is a E, J, K, H, and I. Now, what is sibling? So, just like we say that my brother and we are the siblings. When children of same parents are called sibling, children of same parents, like this is the parent and its children, it's B, C, D. So, the B, C, D are the sibling of A. B, C, D are the sibling. Okay, see, B, C, D are the sibling of A. Okay, now what is the sibling of B? E, F. What is the sibling of D? H, I. Understood? The sibling of D is H, I. Now, what is level? Okay. So, set of all nodes at a given depth is called level of the tree. So set of all nodes at a given depth is called the level of the tree. Like this is a one level, this is another level, this is another level. This the set of all nodes at one depth. Okay, this like this is level, this is one level. So the root node is at level 0. So we say that the root node is at level 0. See, this is the binary tree. This is a, let us assume it's only a tree. So this is a level 0, this is a level 1, this is a level 2. Okay, level 0, level 1, level 2. See, I have made this PPT only for you people, so that by the picture also you will able to understand it. I want to make the concept clear. Okay, so this it has taken some time to create the PPT, but I think that this PPT is looks very good. Okay, now, what is ancestor and descendant? It's very important. It is required. What is ancestor and descendant? So, a node P is an ancestor of a node Q. A node P is an ancestor of node Q. A node P is an ancestor of node Q. It is an ancestor of node Q. If there exists a path from root, if there exists a path from root, if there exists a path from root to q, from root to q, okay, and p appears on the path, and p appears on the path, then we can say it is a ancestor, and the node q is called a descendant, and this q is called as descendant of p. So this q is called the descendant of p. Okay, now see the example. Now see, from root A, you are having a path till till A. Whatever nodes you are getting are the ancestor, like A, C, G are the ancestor of K. And what is the descendant? So, what is going to be the descendant? So, A descendant is going to C, G, K. Okay, understood? C, G, K descendant. See here, A, C, G are the ancestor of K. Okay, so descendant you can say that, and see the node Q is the descendant of P. So this is the descendant of P. Understood now? So if there is a path, see, let us see. Like here, A and D are the ancestor of I, and descendant of A is DI. You can say that DI. Many descendant of A is many, but in this path you can say that D and I. Like in case of, let us assume B. Now what is the ancestor of J? J ancestor is F, B and A, because from the path root to J you are getting this. So these are the ancestor, and the descendant of B is, so E, F, and J is the descendant, because from the path to A you are having a path till, from root to E you are having. So this is the descendant, this is the descendant, this is the descendant. Understood? Hope it is clear. So descendant of C is, I am saying for C. C is G and K. G and K. Okay, descendant. Now, what is depth? So, depth of a node is the length of the path from root to the node. So, depth of a node is the length of the path. Let me create one tree here. Now, see, it is saying depth. Depth of a node is the length of a path, is the length of the path from root to the node. So, let us assume you are having here A, B, C, D. So, depth of B is going to be the length of path from root to that node. It's going to, depth is going to 1, here depth is going to 1, here depth is going to 2, from root to that node. Okay, so depth is going to here 0, because root is here only. So depth of a node is the length of the path, and see, length you can consider number of edges. So here number of edges is 1. So this is from A to B. From B to A, what is the length? 1. C to A, 1. So you count the number of edges. Now what is going to be the depth? So it's going to number of edges. You can say that number of edges from root to that node D. So 1, 2. Okay. So see, depth of G is saying 2. Depth of G. So here G is there. Let me erase all these things. Now see, depth of G, it's going to your 1, 2. Depth of C, 1. Depth of A, 0. Depth of D, 1. Depth of I, 2. Here 2. Here 2. Here 2. Here 1. Here 1, 2, 3. Here 1, 2, 3. So depth of a node is the length of the path from root to that node. Okay, understood? So this is all plus 2. Okay, not minus. Don't get confused. Okay, so is the length of the path from root to that node. So is G, we have seen 2, A, C, then G. Okay. Now what is height? What is height? So height of a node is the length of the path from that node to the deepest node. It is not to the root, it is to the deepest node. So the height of a node is the length of the path from that node to the deepest node. So height of a node is the length of the path. See, height of a node is the length of the path from that node to the deepest node. Deepest node is nowhere here. So here, deepest node is nothing. So it will be 0. Its deepest node is this one. It's 0. Its deepest node. A deepest node is D. What is the length of the path? 1, 2. So height is here for A is 2, but depth is 0. Height here is 0, but depth is 1. Okay. Here height and depth both is same. Here height is 0 and depth is 2. Okay. See, now see here. Height 0. Here height, so not 0, sorry. Height is the height is the length of the path from that node to deepest node. So here deepest node is this 1, 2, 3. This is also deepest node 1, 2, 3 number of. So height is going to 3. Here deepest node is this 1. Its deepest node is 0. Its deepest node is nothing. So 0. Here 1. So here 2. Here 1. Here 0. Here 0. Here B deepest node. See, B deepest node is going to 1, 2. This J, not E. So height is going to 2. See, in the same depth, it is having a different height. Okay, not necessarily that in the same. See here, this is having height 1. This is having height 2. This is having height 2. Okay. So in same depth, it can have different height. Okay. So red I am using to indicate, red is to indicate height, and white I am using to indicate depth. White. So you can write it down. You can pause the video and you can write it down. White we are using for indicating depth. Fine. So we have seen that. I think that now it's clear. Now Now, the height of a tree is the length of the path. Now, what is the height of a tree? Height of a tree is the length of the path from the root to the deepest node. From the root to the deepest node. So, this is the root. From the deepest node is this. So, height of the tree is going to your 3. Height of the tree is going to your 3. Okay. So, a rooted tree with only one node. A rooted tree with only one node. Only one node is there. Has a height 0. It's a height 0. Means leaf is having a height 0. In the previous example, height of B is 2. Height of B. See, height of B is 2. Okay, see. Understood now? So you can pause the video and you can write. Now we are going to see, we have seen height of a tree also. Now, now see here, height of a tree. The definition. Height of a tree is the maximum height. Is the maximum height among all the nodes in the tree. And the depth of a tree is the maximum depth among all the nodes in the tree. So here you got the maximum height as 3, and maximum depth also you got as 3. So that is going to your height height of a tree is the maximum height, and as well as is going to your height of a height of a height depth of a tree. See, always you are going to get the height and depth of a tree same. Okay, always. Now see the reason, because from here, from the root to the deepest node, you need to count from this way. From deepest node, if you'll count, go to the root, then it is going to your depth. And from here, if you'll go to the deepest node, it is going to your height. So always for a tree, height of a tree and depth of a tree is going to your same depth of a tree. Okay, so height of a tree. For a tree, I am saying, not for a node. For a node, it can be vary, but for a tree, it can be same. So height of a tree is going to maximum height. You can see here. Here height is going to your 1. Depth is also 1. Here height is 2, but depth is 1. Okay, so height and depth is going to vary for a node. Okay, see depth 1. This is depth. This is height. Okay, understood. But for a tree, it is going to be same. So for a given tree, depth and height returns the same value. Okay, so for a given tree, but for individual node, we may get a different result. But for individual node, we may get a different result. Now, what is the size of node? What is the size of? Size of a node is the number of descendant it has, including itself. Number of descendant it is having. Like if this is a tree, if this is a tree, how many descendant it is having? This one, two, three, four, five, including this. So height of, sorry, height not, size of a, size of a is going to your 5. So number of descendant it is having. Okay, number of descendant, this, all these are the descendant, including this. Now they are saying that size of subtree C is 3. Subtree C, 1, 2, 2 descendant, and this including this, so 3. Okay, so size of C, subtree C is 3. Okay, see, all this terminology is very important because we are going to use this in our that binary heap. Okay, now a skew tree. What is a skew tree? If every node in a tree has only one child, only one child. Okay, if every node in a tree has only one child except leaf node. So except leaf node, every node is going to have only one child. Means like if it is having only one, left or right, anything, left or right, left or right, or only left, except the leaf node. Leaf node is not going to have any child. So if every node in a tree has only one child, then we can say that such tree as a skew tree. So it is a skew tree. It is a skew tree. See the example. See, it is a skew tree. It is a skew tree. Only one child. Only one child. Now, what is left skew tree? If every node has only, see this, you can pause and you can write. Okay. Now, if every node has only one child, if every node has only one child, then we can see. If every node has only one left child, okay, left child, then we can call them as a left skew tree. Okay, if it is having only left child, like only one left child, let me show you. If every node has only one left child, like this, one left child, except leaf node, okay, except leaf node, except leaf node. So if every node has only one child, only one left child, except leaf node, then like this, only one left child except leaf node, then it is a left skew. It is a left skewed. Okay, left skewed. Now see the one example of this: one, then two, then three, then four. Similarly, we are having a right skew. If every node is having only one right child, except the leaf node, except the leaf node. If every node has only one right child the except leaf node, except leaf node. If every node has only one right child except leaf node, then we can call them as a right skew. Then we can call them as a right skew. Okay. So skew tree is very important because some of the topics we are going to use in time complexity analysis, it will be helpful. Even when you will learn a real tree, then also it's going to be helpful. Okay. So this we have seen as left skew tree. This is left skew tree. This is skew tree. This is left skew tree. This is right skew tree. This is right skew tree. This is right skew tree. Now, what is a binary tree? What is a binary tree? Binary tree is required here. Now, A tree is called a binary tree if each node has zero child, one child, or two child. So if each node is having either zero child, no child, or one child, or two child, like it's having two child. Okay. So binary tree, it is going to have either one child or two child or one child. Okay. So means at most two children. So binary tree, a tree is called binary tree if each node has zero children, zero child, one child, or two child. Okay, let me draw. So this is one your binary tree, this is your one binary tree, and this is also your one binary tree, which is having two child, one child, and zero child. So empty tree is also a valid binary. It is very important because some student get confused. Empty tree means no node is there. Okay, is also a valid binary tree. Is also a valid binary tree. Now we can visualize binary tree as consisting of a root. So we can visualize binary tree as consisting of root. It consists of root and two disjoint binary tree and two disjoint. One binary tree in left side, another binary tree in right side, and we are adding. Okay, so like this, we are having two disjoint. Okay, called a two disjoint binary tree and two disjoint binary tree called left and right subtree of the node. Left and right. This is the left subtree. This is the right subtree. Let me show you the diagram. See, this is the generic binary tree. So this is a root. This is a binary tree, and here it's a left subtree. Left subtree. Left subtree should be in your binary format. It is a left binary left subtree is your binary tree only, and right subtree is also a binary tree. And you are adding one edge by this, it is becoming a binary tree. Now take an example. One child, it is having two child, it is having two child, it is having no child, it is having no child. Okay, not more than two child you are going to have. Okay, now a strict binary tree. We are having a strict binary tree is also in our syllabus. Now what is strict binary tree is saying? A binary tree is called a strict binary tree if each node has exactly two children or no children. It means if it is a node, it will have either two children or no children. Two children or no children. Like this. Either two children, no children. One children will not have. So either two or no children. It is having no children, it is having two children. Okay, so see an example. Either see no children, two children. It's having two children. Understood? So either it will have two children, like this is also a binary tree, strict binary tree. Either two children or not no children, like this. This is also a strict binary. Either two children or no children. Okay. Now this is also a binary. Either two children or no children. Now this is also a strict binary tree. Either two children or no children. It is having no children. It is having two children. It is having no children. It is now full binary tree. A full binary tree is called full binary tree if each node has exactly two children and all leaf nodes are at same level. So here each node will have exactly two children, exactly two children, and leaf node have and all the leaf node is going to have at same level because if every node will have two children, so then leaf node is going to be in the same level. The then leaf node is going to be in same. Okay, so a binary tree is called full binary tree if each node has exactly two children. It will have exactly two children and all leaf node at same level. Okay, means you can't do like this. Okay, like a binary tree, see, is called full binary if each node has two children. It is having two children. It is having two children, and all leaf nodes. So this see here, all leaf nodes are not at same level. Here leaf is here. It is not a full binary tree. It is not a full binary tree because here leaf is here, and here. It is not a full binary tree. Understood? And all leaf nodes should be at same level. Hope it is clear to all of you. So example is this. Now complete binary tree. Now complete binary tree is very important because we use complete binary tree in our heap, and because of this only I have taught you all these things because you require the we have told you that we will provide you the course in a structure. So to come to complete binary tree, I need to teach you what is tree. Then to start tree, I should know you give you the instruction of that data structure, then abstract, then I will. So I will come in a sequence manner. Okay. So before defining the complete binary tree, let us assume that height of a binary tree is h. So you assume that height of a binary tree is h. Now, a binary tree is a complete binary tree if all leaves node are at height h or h minus 1. So that binary tree is called a complete binary tree. You can call it as a complete binary tree if all leaf nodes. So all leaf nodes are at height h. It will be either in height h or h minus 1 or h minus 1, and also without any missing number in the sequence. And without any missing number in the sequence. So no missing number means if you are having some this is a the all leaf node is at height. So its height of the tree is 1, either height h or h minus 1. So this height is 0, h minus 1. Okay, so it should be going in a sequence manner, means like this. Let me show you here. This is a complete binary. Complete binary, you should fill the node in from left to right. See, this, then right, then left, then right, then left, then right, left, right, left. It is a complete binary in sequence wise, left, right. This is not a complete binary, not a complete binary. You can even see here, you need to fill the nodes in a sequence wise, top to right, top to down, left to right, top to down, left to right. Complete binary. It is not a complete binary. And even they have told you that all leaf nodes should be at height h or h minus 1. Now here height is your 2. This is at height 0. See, this is at height 0. 2 or h minus 1 is your 1. Understood? That's why I'm saying you always fill the the here in the definition also they have told you that, and also without having any missing number in the sequence. So no missing number in the sequence is allowed. Okay, like this, then this, then this. Now this is also not a complete binary tree. This is a complete binary tree. This is a complete binary tree. Left that. Okay, understood. Now see properties of a binary tree. Okay, so you can see as a property of a uh, complete binary tree. You can say as a properties of a complete binary tree. Now, if you are having, so if you are having height 0, if you are having height 0, then how many nodes you will have in that tree? For height 0, the number of nodes, maximum number of nodes, you are going to have 0. Okay, maximum number of nodes, maximum number of, when height is 0, you are getting 1. When height is 1, then how many nodes you are going to this? Height is 1 of the tree. When height of the tree is 1, this is height of a tree. Height of tree. So when height of tree is 0, you are getting 1 nodes. When height of the tree is 1, you are getting 3 nodes. When height of the is 2, you are getting how many? You fill all the nodes. Okay, like full binary tree. Okay, you are getting here how many nodes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you see here, it is like the maximum is going to be 2 to the power h plus 1 minus for h plus 1 minus the height 0. Then you are going to get height, when height is 0, you are going to get, when height is 0, you are going to get 2 to the power h plus 1 minus 1. It's going to get 2 to the power 1 minus 1, 1, only 1. When height is 1, how many maximum number of nodes you can get? 2 to the power h plus 1 minus 1, 2 to the power 1 plus 1 minus 1 is going to do a 2, that 4 minus 1, 3. Similarly, when height is 2, you are going to get 2 to the power h plus 1 minus 1. It's going to be 2 to the power 3 minus 1, that is 8 minus 1, that's you got 7. So it is the maximum node you are going to get is 2 to the power h plus 1 minus 1, and minimum you are going to get 2 to the power h. Minimum you are going to get 2 to the power h. Okay. See here. Now if you will try to do the minimum how it can be. This is the minimum only. Now height minimum. So 2 to the power 1, 2 nodes. Now minimum. You got height. Here you got height. So when height is 2, you require height 2. Minimum you require, this also you require, because if you'll give this only, then it is not going to complete binary. So it is going to a 2 to the power, see, If you will just do like this, then it is not going to be in sequence manner. It's not going to be in sequence manner. So that's why you require minimum node as here, minimum as require, you require 4. Let me write here minimum you require 1, then you require 2, then you require 1 2 3 4. So minimum you can get by using 2 to the power h, 2 to the power h, see, 2 to the power h. So when height is 2, when height is 2, you are going to do a 2, 4. Understood? So this way you can get. So the number of nodes in a full binary tree are, see, here it is. Here I have written the number of nodes in a complete binary tree is between 2 to the power h. Minimum is 2 to the power, maximum is 2 to the power h plus 1 minus 1 maximum. So in between that only you are going to get in the complete binary. And the number of nodes in a full binary tree is 2 to the power h plus 1. It should be 2 to the power h plus 1. Some typing mistake is there. 2 to the power h plus 1. So maximum number of nodes you are going to get here as a full binary tree is going to be 2 to the h plus 1 minus 1. Okay. So here, since here, like if you can do this maximum number of node, so there you are going to get 2 to the power 0 only. Like then in this level you're going to 2 to the power 1, then this level maximum we are trying to find for the full binary. Then here 2 to the power 2, then here like this, then here it will be like this. Here you got one node, here you got two node. So whatever will the label that is 2 to the power 2, then here it is going to 2 to the power 3. So maximum number of nodes in the full binary tree is going to 2 to the power 0 plus 2 to the power 1 plus 2 to the power 2. It's a full binary tree because full binary tree is saying that it will have exactly two children and all leaf nodes should be at same level. Okay, so to the 0 to the 1 to the 3 like to the 4. So it is in series of sorry, GP. So a into r to the power n minus 1, r minus 1. So a is your 1 here, r is your 2, n is going to be like this. So n is going to be like height is going to be h minus 1. Let me see. So here n is going to, it will go till height 0. When height is 0, like to the 0, then to the 1, to the 2, like this. Okay, so it will go till to the h levels it is going to have. Okay. So level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3 till h level. So if you are having till h level, then it will be half 2 to the power h, till h it will go. So n is going to your number of nodes you are going to hear h plus 1. This is for 1. Okay, so h plus 1 you are going to get minus 1, 2 minus 1. So you are going to get 2 to the power h plus 1. Okay, see, I am assuming that number of levels because here I have written here. Since here, since there are h levels, so we need to add all the nodes at to the 0, then to the 1, to the power 2, then to the power h. So to the power h. So it's going to be to the power h plus 1, h plus 1 minus 1, to the power h plus 1 minus 1. Understood? At this level, the height is at this level, level 0, you are having only 1. At level 2, at level, this is level 1. At level 1, how many nodes? 2, 2 to the power 1. At level 2, how many nodes in a full binary tree? You are getting 4 to the power 2. Similarly, at level 3, you are going to get how many nodes? Full binary tree. So all leaf nodes should be in same level, like 2 to the power 3, 8. Similarly, it is going till h, to the power h. Okay, to the power h it is going. So h level, that many nodes we'll have. So we'll add this to the 0, then to the 1, to the 2 till h. The number here, how many terms is there? Till here it is having h term 1, 2, 3. Then this to the 0, that's why it is having n equal to h plus 1. One more term we are requiring for this to the 0. And the sum of this GP when r is greater than 1 is going to a into r to the n minus 1, r minus 1. So a is your 1 to the 0 is 1. To the h plus 1 minus, so you are getting to the h plus 1. So maximum you are always going to get 2 to the power h plus minus 1. And number of leaf node in a full binary tree are 2 to the power h. See, if you are taking full binary tree, see here, what is the height of this? What is the, let me make this, I'm erasing this. and it is your full binary tree. It is your full binary tree. What is the height here? What is the height of this? What is the height of this? 1 2 3. Height is 3. So number of leaf here is 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3. The number of leaf node in the full binary tree are 2 to the power h. The leaf node is going to be 2 to the power h. If I'll reduce this, if I'll reduce height equal to 2, how we can reduce height to? I will subtract this. I will subtract. I will use this. Now, how many nodes you are having in leaf node? 4. It is your 2 to the power 2 height. Whatever height is there, 2 to the power 2, if you will do, you are going to get 4, height 4. Now, if you will reduce this also, if you will reduce this also, then height is going to your 1. Then 2 to the power 1 is going to your 2. So, the number of leaf node in a full binary tree are 2 to the power h. Okay. So, these things is required. You should, because in MCQ they will ask for 1 marks that number of leaf, and it is very important in your PSU's exam. In PSU's exam, these things are asking very much, because they will give you full binary tree and they will ask you how many leaf node you can get. Means they will give you the number of nodes, the number of leaf nodes in a full binary tree are option, and in option there will be one. So similarly, there in here they are asking the number of null links. Null means wasted links. See how we represent tree we represent by using data structure, the linked list. Okay, means that here it will have the element, here it will have the link of the left subtree, link of left subtree, and here it will have the link of the structure. It's a structure of binary tree. Link of the right subtree. Okay, right subtree. So now here they are asking you that the number of null links in a complete binary tree of n nodes are. If you are taking any complete binary tree, if you are taking any complete binary tree, like this is a complete binary tree. How many wasted, how many null nodes you are getting? Wasted null nodes, this is one here, right? One here, for this one, for left this 2 3. Okay, you are getting 3. It is saying that n plus one, number of nodes here is your 2, n plus 1, n plus 1, 2 plus 1 is your 3. See, you are getting 3. Now if you will make this, here number of node is here 3. How many wasted? 1 2. Left subtree, left link wasted, right subtree link wasted, left right 4. N plus 1. See, 3 plus 1 4. So 4 link is wasted. Now similarly, if I write this, now this is a left sub, this is your complete binary. How many link is wasted? Number of node here 3 6. 1 wasted, then here 2 wasted, 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2, that is 7. So number of null link wasted point in a complete binary tree of having n nodes are n plus 1, n plus 1, 6 plus 1 is your 7. Okay, so 7 nodes are getting wasted. 7 nodes are getting wasted. So these things are very important for your competitive exam. So the number of null link, wasted pointer in a complete binary tree of n nodes are n plus 1. N nodes. So max. See, this slide is very important. Maximum number of nodes you will get in a full binary tree, or full binary tree. Always you are going to get 2 to the power h plus 1 minus 1. And the number of nodes in a complete binary tree is between 2 to the power h and minimum is 2 to the h, maximum is 2 to the h bar, because this is even asked in your some PSU's exam. Some PSU exam they have asked this. And the number of leaf node in a full binary tree is 2 to the power h or 2 to the power h. And the number of null link you are getting. So you need to mark this one, okay? But it is, if you will memorize this, it will be efficient, okay? So you no need to take an example, then you have to eliminate the option. If you can mark this one, it will be fine. Otherwise, you can take the, means they are going to give you 4 options, so you can eliminate the options by constructing the tree. Okay, this is another way. So I've given you the straightforward the point that you should remember. Okay.